Great figures create history, no matter the field in which the individual's talents have become famous. Today, we will talk about one of these people.
Sugar Ray Leonard, the new middleweight champion of the world in the single most stunning upset in boxing history.
Tries to fight off the ropes. The crowd chanting.
He's fighting with the utmost what I call clarity. He sees everything, he's quick at everything. He's a great fighter at the peak of his career.
Sugar Ray Leonard was one of the world's leading boxers of the 70s and 80s. His skill, combined with his bright personality and charisma, made him a star, right when the sport needed a new hero. The era of Muhammad Ali was drawing to a close, and the young Sugar Ray Leonard wanted to follow in the footsteps of his idol in the heavyweight division.
Extensively about how this man influenced you as a boxer. Why don't you talk to them about it?
Well, it's no big secret that I emulate Muhammad and Sugar Ray Robinson because they transcend the sport of boxing. They brought entertainment to a sport that was highly criticized because of the nature of the sport. And I'd like to take this time to thank Ali because he made it possible for me and Mike to be in this position.
Chapter 1: Birth of a New Champion. This future boxing legend was born on May 17, 1956, in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Leonard was a shy child. He often sat at home reading comics and playing with his dog. At a young age, Ray revealed his vocal talent, which allowed him to sing in the church with his two sisters on weekends. Ray was always taciturn. We could never guess what he was thinking, but I never had any problems with him. I was never called to the school, said Leonard's mother. At the age of 14, following his brother's instructions, Ray started boxing. His father and older brother also excelled in this sport, but each in their own way. At the time, Ray and his family lived in a poor suburb of Baltimore. Once, two local trainers saw this talented guy and began to train him. In his early years as a fighter, Leonard showed skills and grace in the ring. He fought and excelled against boxers whom he encountered in the ring. In the end, he received the nickname Sugar, the same as that of legendary boxer Ray Robinson, who was considered one of the most skilled technical boxers of all time. Ray quickly achieved incredible success in the amateur ring. Leonard held his first amateur fight in 1972, and from 1973 to 1974 he took part in the National Welterweight Tournament in Golden Gloves and won. In 1974, in the final battle of the Golden Gloves Tournament, he defeated Hilmer Kenty, the future world champion. A year later, in 1975, they took part in 3 national tournaments in the USA and won a gold medal at the Pan American Games. Montreal, Canada, 1976, the Olympic Games. The pinnacle of his sporting victories was the victory at the 1976 Montreal Welterweight Olympics, where he easily won a gold medal, defeating all of his rivals. Before the final fight, Ray was considered an outsider. His rival was the Cuban puncher Andres Aldama. Even before the start of the battle, Leonard had won the hearts of the crowd of spectators and national television audiences, with a photograph of his son taped to his sock. During the fight, Ray himself dramatically overcame a severe pain in both hands in order to win by a unanimous decision, 5-0. After winning the Olympics with a gold medal, Leonard announced his intention to leave boxing, claiming that he had fulfilled his old dream. But life had other plans. Ray originally wanted to go to Harvard to become a lawyer, but the plan failed when it turned out that Juanita Wilkinson, the mother of his illegitimate son, filed a paternity suit in an attempt to obtain alimony from Ray. It was also about that time that Leonard's father became very ill and his family was in dire need of money. There was no time to wait. It was necessary to act. In the end, the 20-year-old Ray decided to go professional. As a result of his amateur career, he already had a record of 165 victories, of which 75 were knockouts and only 5 defeats. Chapter 2: Ascent. In those years, for an American boxer, winning a gold medal was an almost guaranteed path to the pros. His coach was Angelo Dundee, who was known for working only with the most talented boxers of those years, including Muhammad Ali, Carmen Basilio, George Foreman, and other superstars. Everything came together as it should for Ray. The right time filled with great fighters and the best coach. All that was required of him was to win. Leonard's debut in the professional ring took place in February 1977 against the sturdy Puerto Rican boxer Luis Vega. By a unanimous decision, Ray won in a landslide victory on points. At the very beginning of his journey, Leonard performed as part of the first welterweight to 63.5 kilograms. But after a few fights, he rose to welterweight. He passed opponents of medium caliber without any problems, gaining more and more experience with each fight. It is worth noting that at any moment, many rivals said that they were impressed in the first place by Ray's speed, with which they could not cope in any way. The beginning of his career was not as simple as many thought. In 1978, Leonard, in the first round, knocked out Javier Muniz. After a couple weeks, Ray defeated the brother of the now famous manager named Bobby Heyman. This fight set a record for attendance in the closed arena of Maryland. More than 15,000 people came to watch the boxing match. The winning procession continued over the next 2 months, where Ray won 2 victories over Randy Milton and Rafael Rodriguez. On July 18, 1978, Ray scored another victory by unanimous decision over Dickie Eklund. Providence, USA, 1978. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Floyd Mayweather Sr. The first serious test for Ray after a 2-month break was a confrontation with the strong Floyd Mayweather Sr. At the time, Sugar was already in the top 5 of the WBA organization, and Mayweather wasn't even in the top 10, but he was number 6 in the welterweight rating from the Ring.
Mayweather with the red stripes.
The larger Floyd started to fight in the lead and was bolder than Ray. In addition, he was a strong guy that skillfully combined defense with attacks, and therefore it was not easy to get to him. Mayweather was betting on his powerful right-handed cross. The fight was very intense.
Now in pursuit of Mayweather. See him go to the belly and then up to the head.
But in the third round, Leonard still shocked his opponent.
Scored heavily. Now Mayweather stunned. Now he's a sitting duck. But he covered well.
In the last minute of the 8th round, he knocked Floyd down twice. Mayweather's signature shoulder protection did not protect him from the precise left swings. Ray did just fine.
Pulls the shovel. Now you're seeing the Sugar Ray Leonard we've become accustomed to. I don't know if he'll call.
In the middle of the 10th round, Floyd was again shocked, and the referee stopped the match.
And Ray would like to finish him off. He almost went down then from a left. The shuffle. Now the flurry combinations. Martin Tabor is giving him a standing 8 count. Now it's called a technical knockout. Tabor says Mayweather has had enough.
Leonard's next appearance in the ring was less than a month later. Ray fought almost every month, which allowed him to quickly rise to the top of the world rankings. In 1978, he fought 11 fights. Springfield, USA, 1978. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Armando Muniz. In late 1978, he was confronted with the formidable Armando Muniz, who had previously claimed the welterweight world title 4 times. And recorded his name in the history thanks to his 2 epic battles with Carlos Palomino. At the time, Ray was already a contender for the championship title, but for this title, Carlos Palomino was in no hurry to give him a chance. The fight with Muniz went ahead. Sugar Ray worked on his moves and knitted a dangerous rival up close. Ray was faster and more accurate from the very first round, which created big problems for his opponent. In the second round, Muniz accelerated the pace, but he still couldn't catch the fast-moving Leonard. From the third round, Armando managed to make some good combinations up close, and the second half of the round showed off a spectacular exchange of blows. In round 4, Leonard began to work mainly over long distances, where he felt more confident. Armando Muniz continued to pursue him and had some small successes, but Ray was better. At the end of round 6, he shook Muniz. This was one of Ray's hardest fights, dealing with Muniz's famous right-handed punches, but it still ended in a victory for Sugar Ray.
These men are fighting. The end of the round. Ray ended it with a flourish.
Ray won several more victories, including one in the first middleweight.
Leonard, they've stopped the fight. Leonard puts...
And in April 1979, he met with another strong contender, Adolfo Viruet. It was the first left-handed rival he had fought in his career. In the fourth round, Viruet missed a right cross, and for the first time in his career was knocked down.
Down goes Viruet. First time in his career.
At the end of 10 rounds, Sugar Ray Leonard celebrated a victory by unanimous decision.
He has won 21 consecutive victories. You never know about
In May of that year, Leonard fought as part of the first middleweight division. His opponent was former champion in Mexico from the state of California, middleweight champion Marcos Geraldo. In Baton Rouge, USA, 1979, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marcos Geraldo in a fight for the middleweight title. Sugar Ray defeated the much larger Geraldo in a spectacular duel by a decision of the judges.
now coming down from the cut. Outside corner. Fight's over. 10-rounder. Good fight. Respect by both men for each other. Marcos.
Looking a little ahead, in 1982, Leonard was diagnosed with a retinal detachment. In his 2011 biography, The Big Fight, My Life in the Ring and Beyond, Ray shared the opinion that perhaps this injury was caused by his duel against Marcos Geraldo. Chapter 3: The New Muhammad Ali. At this stage of his career, Leonard was already contending for fights with WBC champion Wilfred Benitez, as well as with Roberto Duran, who had managed to get out of the middleweight and was successful. But despite the vivid performances of Sugar himself, he had his critics. He was mainly criticized for his lack of striking power. In the ring, Sugar Ray Leonard was a boxer without pronounced flaws. He was not a hard knockout, but he had a pretty strong blow. He worked perfectly with his front hand, acted very accurately, analyzed his opponent well, and he could make adjustments to change the course of the battle in his favor. Sugar could deliver a series of 6 or more blows in an instant, and was widely known for his sharp, explosive high-speed attacks. His skill, combined with a bright personality and charisma, made him a star right when the sport needed a new hero. The era of Muhammad Ali was drawing to a close, so comparisons with Ali were inevitable. The well-known sports commentator Howard Cosell even called Leonard the new Muhammad Ali. As with Ali, Ray's fans split into 2 camps, those who loved him and those who felt like he was arrogant. For some, the nickname Sugar Ray seemed the height of arrogance. Ali's followers defended Leonard, calling Sugar self-confident, because like Ali, Sugar confirmed his boast in the ring. Thanks for watching this video, part 1 of Sugar Ray. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any videos. See you soon.